There comes a day when something so out of the blue happens in K-pop that it feels too insane to be real. From offensive PR stunts to staged idol feuds, in today's video, we'll go over moments that were totally fake. Fake fight on TV. The K-pop world is full of secrets, but there was one that was haunting the fans of IOI for almost 5 years. Yes, we are talking about that one clip from the first season of Produce 101. In 2021, Somi finally decided to spill the tea about the unaired fight scene. In the clip, Somi can be seen and heard yelling at someone who's behind the camera. As we all know, Somi ranked first in the show's finale with almost 860,000 votes. Park So-yeon from Leon Entertainment is seen holding Somi back as if trying to stop her from fighting the mysterious opponent. The clip was broadcasted at the end of episode 5 to tease about what's coming up the following week. However, when the 6th episode aired, Produce 101 fans were surprised to see that Somi's fight wasn't included. They wondered what truly happened, and a lot of speculation occurred. Some thought that the clip was part of an acting challenge or a prank, but none of that happened during the show's broadcast, and other people thought that Somi was beefing with another contestant or even with another member of IOI. They were left in the unknown until Somi decided to talk about it during her Instagram live stream. Somi explained that technically there were no issues going on behind the scenes of the show. Instead, the whole clip was a part of an elaborate plan that Somi came up with by herself. Somi actually staged the fight and told the director to film it. She said in the video, "Mr. Director, I'm going to act like I'm going to be mad, so please put it in the preview or something because it's going to grab attention." The director even encouraged her to go ahead with her plan, and together they staged this whole fight. Somi also added that Park So-yeon was only pulling her away to make it look more intense. The feud that never happened. If we can take anything from this video, then it would be the fact that Mnet just loves to stage and fake fights for publicity. This time, it's about the viral argument between two contestants on Girls Planet 999 that aired in 2021. In one of the teasers of the show, one of the contestants, Fu, was asked to say a word to a fellow contestant Eugene of CLC. Then Fu dissed Eugene by saying, "We go up, but you don't," in reference to CLC's song Helicopter. This moment went pretty viral on social media a little while later, but it also brought Fu a lot of backlash for her remark, to the point that she was receiving threats. The fans were also angered by Mnet for using their old evil editing style by purposefully showing a dramatic situation to attract more views and keep the viewers' attention. Truth be told, the entire situation was fake. The reality is that Fu and Eugene shared a good relationship throughout the show, and there was no bad blood between the two. In an interview, Fu cleared up the situation. She said, "First of all, I respect CLC very much, but the mentors really wanted me to say something to Eugene at that moment. Eugene's reaction at the time was also very good, and what you guys saw in the show after editing is totally different." Fu added that Mnet's editing made the final product way worse than it truly was. Fu also shared that she and the rest of the contestants were very surprised by the final product, with several of them reaching out to her after the episode aired. Fu said, "Viewers might watch it and see that I wasn't affected by the event, but actually, I have been holding back trying not to cry." Fu received a lot of negative reactions after the episode, which undoubtedly took a toll on her. So much so that she even called her parents and cried a lot to them, expressing how difficult the situation was. Not only was Mnet creating drama for absolutely no reason and attracting hate towards an innocent person, the company was also accused of horrendous and harmful conditions the Girls Planet 999 contestants had to live in. Offensive for attention. Although this whole scandal happened all the way back in 2014, there's no way this was ever supposed to be real. The girl group Pritz debuted in the fall of 2014, and right from the start, they had to deal with a lot of backlash. When the girls performed at a horse track sporting event, they decided to sport outfits that were, in one word, controversial. It wasn't surprising to see the girls in gothic Lolita outfits. No, what really caused the huge uproar was the bright red armband worn by the members on their left arm. There's no point in denying that the symbol is too familiar to the symbol used by Germans during the Second World War. According to their agency, Pandagram, the symbol was supposed to represent the group's hope and ambition and to expand without a limit in 4 directions. Pandagram also claimed that the resemblance was never intentional. Although they made all these claims, the similarity is just too big for it to be a coincidence. Even back then, the agency was accused by netizens of creating so-called noise marketing to gain attention. Just a few weeks after this, Pritz was embroiled in yet another controversy involving a political issue. This time, the group came under fire for putting what resembles the Japanese imperial flag in their promotional material. It was for their first single called The Hardest Question for Mankind. Upon first glance, it looks like an ordinary black background with the girls in the front, but once people looked at it carefully, there seems to be another image that looks suspiciously similar to the Japanese imperial flag, also known as the Rising Sun flag. This flag symbolizes a lot of bad things within the Korean community because of the cruelty and horrors Koreans went through during the Japanese occupation. Many people believe that all of this was staged and made by the company to create buzz around the group. The truth about survival and debut shows. Some people love them, some people hate them, but survival and debut shows are still an important part of the K-pop industry, and that's how a lot of K-pop groups come to be. The question is, how many of these shows are truly genuine and how many of them are completely scripted? People have been talking about this issue for a long time, but one show that feels the least genuine and real is the survival show Stray Kids were in. One user on Reddit pointed out that everything about this show feels extremely scripted and pre-planned, which is generally not the point of a survival or debut show. From the beginning, it was obvious that Stray Kids were going to debut as a 9-piece group because why else would they release the Elevator music video? Park Jin-young himself received a lot of backlash after the show aired because, if any of you have seen it, you'll know how emotional and traumatizing it was. It would also make no sense if Minho and Felix were actually eliminated and weren't given a second chance a little while later. Judging by the reactions of the other members when Felix and Minho were eliminated, we can tell that they didn't know this was coming. Even though we can't say all of this was planned and staged for sure and it's all just rumors, it wouldn't fit the standard way most survival shows go. So a lot of people believe that JYP eliminated Felix and Minho only in front of the cameras just to keep the show intense and the viewers interested. The most well-known case of a survival show being staged and rigged is Mnet's Produce 101. In July of 2019, several viewers of Produce 101 suspected that the total votes were manipulated after they noticed particular numerical patterns. There were even voice recordings that discussed tampering with the votes, which extended to the investigation to all 4 seasons. Later on, it was revealed that 2 producers of the show manipulated the rankings and also took bribes from various entertainment companies such as Starship Entertainment, Woolim, and MBK to make sure their favorite trainees would debut. The entire lineup of X1 and IZ*ONE was also decided way before the public voting took place. 2 different voices. Astral's Cha Eun-woo is known in the industry for his stunning visuals, the characters he plays in dramas, but also for his soothing and sultry voice. Much to everyone's surprise, it was revealed in September of 2020 that Eun-woo actually uses 2 different voices, much to his agency's orders. In a video that was posted to Twitter, Eun-woo speaks in 2 entirely different voice pitches. Initially, Eun-woo's fans were swooning over his deep tone, but soon they realized that something wasn't right. It was speculated that Eun-woo was ordered by his agency Fantasio Music to use his so-called idol voice even when he was filming different advertisements. Allegedly, Eun-woo had to speak in higher pitches ever since he was a teenager to master the perfect idol voice. These speculations angered a lot of fans who were upset that K-pop agencies go as far as controlling an idol's voice. These fans also wondered why it was so important for Eun-woo to use a completely different voice. Although it is upsetting that Eun-woo uses a voice that isn't his natural one, he's also used this in situations that he was more comfortable in, and surely we would catch him speaking in his natural one more often if it was causing him any major issues. Eun-woo's fans also dubbed this voice as a capitalistic voice since he uses it mainly for idol and campaigning purposes. They also agreed that even though manipulating your voice and changing the pitches depending on the situation is a tough skill, they would like to hear more of his real voice in the future. That's it for today, guys. Let us know which of these were the most shocking to you. Thanks for watching. Bye!